Hello everyone, this is Hailey from Cartooners, and today we'll once again be discussing Cartoon Network's hit new pilot, Infinity Train, and the biggest mystery that's on everyone's mind. What does the number mean? And before we begin, thank you to my friend Charles for writing the script for this video. You can find a link to my previous two Infinity Train videos and Charles' Tumblr blog in the description below. Now then, the number. What is it? In the pilot, one of the biggest mysteries irking the protagonist Tulip's mind is the glowing number on her hand. In the beginning of the pilot, the number reads 53, and we've been informed by Tulip that it remained unchanged for Tulip's entire week-long stay in the Infinity Train. However, by the end of the pilot, the number changes to 49. Most viewers have unsurprisingly been intrigued by this mystery, which so far has remained unsolved, and many have come up with answers of their own. Here I'll recount some of them. Number 1. The tulip represents Tulip's seat. Tulip is a passenger on the train, so much is obvious, and the mysterious machine known as Steward told her to return to her seat. This inclined many to believe that the number represents Tulip's seat. This is possible since 53 can be a seat number. However, I still doubt it. There's nothing in Tulip's number to indicate what car her seat is supposed to be. Not to mention, we haven't seen a single seat, number or otherwise, in the actual pilot. Number 2. The number represents Tulip's rank or score. This theory builds upon another theory, one that suggests that the Infinity Train is a test or game, one where dozens of players like Tulip compete without knowledge of one another. In that case, the number represents the rank Tulip has among the other players, 53rd, or perhaps her score. When Tulip fought against the Steward, she either lost or gained score, depending on what you believe, and thus her rank changed. While this theory would explain the change in number, it doesn't explain why Tulip hasn't noticed any change throughout the rest of her journey. Surely something she or another player would have done up until now would have changed her number. But according to Tulip, her number remains unchanged up until the end of the pilot. Number 3. The number represents the Steward's location. This theory is perhaps the most solid one yet, as it doesn't contradict any evidence and has ample support. It builds on the theory that the Steward seen in the pilot is Tulip's personal steward. The fact that the Steward didn't shoot Tulip and only restrained her, and the fact that they both have the same voice actor would suggest that. The theory goes then that the number represents the Steward's location, 53 being the car where Corginia was located. Given that the water problem the Steward was treating has been going on for a week, the same amount of time Tulip has had her own number, it makes sense for the number to not change that entire time. Additionally, when the number did change, it was immediately after the Steward left Corginia. Now, correlation doesn't equal causation, and it's possible that it's a red herring planted on purpose by show creator Owen Dennis, but so far this is the most solid theory. But that's not all, because there's another meaning for the number, a much deeper one. Which leads me to the final option that I have for today. Number 4. Tulip's character growth. While the meaning of the number in the story and the world of the pilot remains a mystery, a much more important meaning of the number isn't in its literal meaning, but its emotional one. The number represents the protagonist's worldview as a character. Throughout her journey, Tulip was a stubborn and logical girl, seeking answers and caring only about her journey and her return to home. The number then was unchanged, stubborn, and unmoving, reflecting Tulip's own attitude. But in her brief adventure through Corginia, Tulip has learned a lot. She learned to let go of the need to always be in control, she learned to help others and let them help you, and she learned to face her problems rather than trying to escape them. When Tulip chose not to run through the door, but to stay in to help save Atticus and Corginia, that was the moment her character arc was completed. And thus, the number changed, reflecting a new phase in Tulip's journey and a new attitude towards life. And with that, I've talked about all the possibilities we have thought of so far regarding Tulip's number. But there are probably a lot more of those out there, so I'd like to know what you guys think. Write in the comments down below your current theory about the number. If Infinity Train ever does become a real show, then perhaps one of these will be right. Once again, thank you Charles for writing the script, and thank you wonderful Patreon supporters for helping the channel continue to make theories on the more obscure cartoons. This video is a part of a week-long event for Cartooners, where we celebrate and analyze cartoons we normally do not. Check out the other videos we have made this week to learn more about cartoons you may have not seen before. Thank you for watching.